Hello, we're back.
Hello.
What happened to making the guest host the show, James? So did we throw that out the window?
We can do it. You want to do it?
Okay.
All right, you're the host now.
Hashtag ECS6. Go visit us on social media.
Nice.
Bottom of the screen right there. Look at that. There you go. Job's done. That's
Nice.
all you need to know.
What next?
What
Okay,
about the
you gotta
rest
lead the
of the
troops.
show?
Gotta lead the troops.
So you can buy your tickets for Arlington, Texas, right there. Arlington.csgoleague.com. Buy it or be a square and don't come. Just kidding. We evolve everybody. Come on. We want you there.
Do you ever have a situation
And
where you
drops.
can't even read your own handwriting?
James, you're trying to host the show.
For
You can't
drop.
just you can't just
For
you can't
drops,
just
hit the
start
orange
talking about something
button.
completely different.
Link your FACEIT to your YouTube account, and you get lots of free goodies from FACEIT, like points.
Courtesy of James.
James,
James sends them to you.
out of his own pocket. That's pretty nice of you, James.
I don't have any FACEIT points. I
you
donated
give them
all to
away.
the UK div.
You're like the Santa Claus of
I'm
FACEIT.
flying the flag. The UK div. Oh, hey,
Oh.
Bose
Hey,
has just
Hey,
won
Bows.
250,000 FACEIT points. Oh!
can he
that's-
buy a car with that?
That's 250 name changes. So
I
if
think
he's,
you
if
need
he's
over a
just
million.
really uncertain, generally speaking,
Yeah.
then he can.
Yeah,
He's-
there's
he's fine
1,000
now.
per-
Indecisiveness.
His life
per
was
time.
without anxiety.
Look at the orange bubbles in my shoe.
What?
That's so cool.
It's
James,
like the
you're
FACEIT
long.
colors.
Your legs are long.
They are.
I got long legs as well.
They've got big feet.
Let's start a club.
EUnited versus Renegades on Kirsch. Here we go. James, take it away.
Actually, Dan needs to do it because I need to get.
You can't
make-
argue
I
with the
have to
host.
make tea with my for my throat.
The host is the dictator, James. You
I need
must.
to make tea so I stop coughing by.
Wow. He's gone.
And he's gone,
He's
guys.
gone. Well, it's a fast play into the A site for United, looking to go for a split-up highway. The smoke on highway will certainly make things more difficult, so that's a pretty nice move, as we can see that Renegades are controlling the flow of the traffic pretty effectively, although Dazzle and Radix will be able to open things up with those Glocks. Not able to get the bomb down just yet. It is dropped by Forklift. Radix has to frag out. Here comes the trade. Not even required. The double peek will do it. Headshots abound. 1-0 Renegades.
Fast rotate by Renegades there. Looked like a big barn burner just swarming of flies there. You saw Dazzle on the other side of smoke and connect on highway, but then you saw Dapper run through the smoke. Little miscommunication, I think, from both players when one wanted to go and one didn't. You got to do it together. You live and die together, Dan.
I'd rather be alone.
You got to be alone. You're a loner. You're a lone wolf.
Responsible, just myself, my destiny.
Why don't you go play tennis then?
That's why I played
Right.
Quake before.
This is CS. This isn't tennis. You can't just play by yourself.
It's true.
Need
True.
players.
You can try though. That's what matchmaking's for.
There you go.
That's actually a legitimate thing though with matchmaking, because my expectation is that none of my teammates are aware of anything else other than themselves on the map. I use it to practice solo plays, and like specific, solo lurk plays, like how to do things by yourself, because that is actually very important.
It is very important.
So that's like a productive way I can think to use that time and not get angry at anybody because I have no expectation for them.
Zero expectation.
And I'm just practicing something, and I have my own sort of success criteria.
There you go.
So you there's some tips.
One way to stay positive about all that.
Yeah, you gotta stay positive. Find ways to do it.
Ooh, a little reverser boost. But look at this. Evans, he knows. He's waiting for it. We saw Renegades actually reverse boost quite a lot yesterday on Kish. Oh, J-Chem taking out FNS. It looked like FNS had the one up on him, but doesn't matter. Dapper finishing off Gratisfaction at B. But United kind of unsure where they want to take this.
Yeah, but they have the 4 versus 3 now. As Dapper gets a kill towards Checkers, they were trying to pressure that. Perhaps a response from Renegades trying to get something going on the map as they'd lost some control and wanted to make it up at B, but they will unfortunately die or fall on their sword towards B. And there'll be no one left to defend it. So it's a save really for Renegades at this point. It was cool to see them win their first pistol round because on the last map they lost both and still won, what was it, 16-11? I think it was.
Like
Although, of course, pistol round's not as impactful as before, which I like. I think it's in a good spot right now. I actually do like it.
Yep, I agree with you.
I'd be happy to see it change, something change in the future, but for right now it's cool.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm going to shift the meta a little bit, and I'll shake it up.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like kids to be 200, but you know, can't always get what you want.
So we're talking about like really like old school competitions before. Did you back as you're saying, like in our days, like CPL was like the one. As a player, I mean, you played in a lot of the tournaments. Did you play in all the sort of prestigious tournaments that you wanted to?
There's always one tournament that I never went to that I always liked to, and that was
WCG.
I've been to WCG.
Oh, nice.
But not the final, like not World Finals, which is one I would love to.
Yeah.
It's always lost like 3D or something. But one of them that I've always wanted to attack was DreamHack. I've never been to a DreamHack, and that's one of the tournaments I've always wanted to go to.
Because you're a North American.
Well, it's North American, and it's a big BOLC. I'm a huge fan of BOLCs because after I'm done gaming, I like to play more games.
Yeah.
And so I'll stay up all night.
You're a gamer.
Well, that's how I met a lot of these people in CPL and became good friends with them, because CPL was a BOLC.
Yes. Yeah.
At least for the practice area.
Absolutely.
I love that because, you know, you see some random person you never met. How's it going? Oh, you're kind of nuts? That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm back. Enough about your stories. It's a buy round. 1 minute on the clock, and Renegades are trying to extend their lead. Their thin lead of 1 round. As you can see, Liaz has been boosted on the A bomb site. Nice pop flash from Jacob. He's going to smoke off the B bomb site. Containment! Dapper close to the bomb near T warehouse. EUnited not committing to anything just yet. We saw that yesterday from Azure as well. It's nice. It's fancy.
That's actually not going to disappear until around, what, like 25, I think? 26?
Around that time.
So that's a pretty nice one. And crisscross smokes in mid by EUnited, trying to suggest a B split, but there's nothing has been happening really towards B. So Renegades are going to work this out pretty quickly. 20 seconds to go in. Oh, hello. Oh. Stroudy position is no good for this round. And Finesse is going to make it work with the MAC-10. 13 seconds to get the bomb down. Looks like they'll be okay to get the plant in.
Let's get the McDouble.
Yeah, surprising. I wonder if there was a Q earlier that gave away that position. Willing to charge in, die for the team with the MAC-10. Got an M4 upgrade now as well. JKS could do with an upgrade. Here's Dapper sliding off of the boost, but he would be too exposed to retrieve the weapon. He's got bonus money from the UMP kill, and he will have to fall away with that. EUnited looking to tie the score. Coughing's coming back.
Tea. And
I got my asthma pump. I will shut up.
I'll just say, like, from the conversation we had previously, I'm really jealous of all the tournaments players get to play these days, because
so jealous. I play one every weekend.
Yeah, because you obviously had some of the online tournaments, but I had like 3 when I was aspiring to be a pro. There's 3 tournaments I wanted to play: so ESWC, CPL, and WCG.
Those are good ones. And
I managed to do 2 of the 3, and WCG I couldn't do because they dropped Quake. They dropped all the good games like 2003.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so and they went to like mobile games. But anyway.
Sounds so bitter.
Yeah. Carom 3D. Let's get rid of Quake. Let's get a pool game in there and a golf game.
What was the tournament whose main game was Dead or Alive?
CGS.
CGS, yeah.
I was in that.
The booby game.
Oh, nice.
I refuse to.
Yeah. Boobies
I
everywhere.
refuse to play because the boobies are too big.
The booby physics were impressive though. You've got to admit that clearly a lot of time and effort and coding went into those boobies.
I just don't want to feel like a pervert playing a fighting game. So I was like, I can't play this game. It's like quite ridiculous. Only recently, like in the last one, they're like, all right, guys, it's not about the boobies anymore. It's about the actual quality of the game. And you don't have to feel like you're some kind of weirdo for playing this game.
Well, I guess you need a break from being Puff James, don't you?
Even more of a weirdo because they made a beach volleyball with the Dead or Alive characters.
Yeah.
So I feel weird if you got that game.
Oh, it is a Japanese game.
They probably, I mean, they were there before their time, before the cosplay scene was really big. They could have perhaps made a splash with the marketing there, but either way, things have moved forwards. I do feel like, as we had to save here, I do feel like the fighting games from like a gameplay perspective went downhill quite a bit, because like since Third Strike.
There we go.
So
well, more accessible means easier.
I liked Arcade. Arcade Edition was
simpler.
good. Super Street Fighter 4 was good.
I used to be, as they're saving here, there's a thing called Wednesday Night Fights.
Yeah, I used to watch
SoCal.
that all the time.
So yeah, and I used to work at Esports Arena, and they'd have it every Wednesday,
Yeah.
and it was pretty awesome. Like Alex Valle and them, it would have some of the best fighters in the region.
Excuse me. I never got to enter one of those.
Wasn't it Fights?
Yeah, because obviously we were in the Esports Arena for a season, and I wanted to. I don't recall if they were running Street Fighter 4 at the time, because everybody dropped it like a brick
They had like
to get on
side
the
tournaments for
Street
that
Fighter 5 train.
once in a while, but usually
Yeah.
it's 5 or.
It's really annoying how they just abandoned that game for Street Fighter 5. Oh yeah, it's the new crack, you know. They supported the developer in fairness, but like a lot of people kind of came into the scene with that game, so it kind of sucks they just abandoned it.
There's a distinct irony to that about the fighting game scene that we'll go into later, because we've got the bye round here. Renegades looking to fight back, losing 3 successive rounds. This is a great opportunity. No AWP for them though, and they're playing a pretty simple setup here. They've got presence close on middle. You can see Jacobs playing that position. He had an amazing game yesterday playing this position, just smashing it, and he's going to lose to Dazzle in the 1v1. Dazzle's been pretty good, actually. The Loaf Man has been doing a lot of damage, and that is a good effort on mid presence for EUnited, taking away the CTs from that position. Now, after taking checkers, they could go for a delayed mid-take, or do they just run into B now because there's only one man there, and he is isolated?
They probably have a 2 versus 1 if they are to push to B bomb site. Gratisfaction holding the flash. And it seems, I mean, they can, wherever they go, they can still abuse their numbers. And perhaps it'll be even easier if somebody feels compelled to cover the mid position. So the molly's towards A, and they have picked a better option. It's a 4 versus 1, essentially, and as it will be taken down, maybe on a rotation, leaving Gratisfaction by the car area. So EUnited have made this quite painful so far early on. Their 4th round in a row. They've planted a bomb in all 4 rounds as well. So they're having all the success. We said that Cash would be a telling test for them. I don't know how much the AWP has really had to come into it. Rex has only got 1 kill for the moment, so very early on in that respect, but they are in the driving seat for the time being.
Yeah, United did like the move towards the checkers, that pop flash, simple but effective, clearing out spots and catching Renegades kind of on the back foot there. Gratification, not be able to save his rifle. United showing a little bit better teamwork. Pretty spread out on this map so far. Yeah, not too bad, not too shabby. Renegades gonna have to save now.
This is a big result so far for EUnited. They're taking some good rounds against Renegades. I would like to see Renegades pushing more. I want to see more pushes. I want to see more fights. Give them good fights. Yesterday, James, when we were casting Renegades, specifically only in the Renegades games, you were saying crikey all the time, and I wasn't sure if you were aware that you were doing it.
Oh, it's not.
But you kept saying crikey.
Wasn't deliberate.
Yeah, I thought so when you're saying. I'm like, I don't think he's doing a thing. I'm just gonna let this happen.
Been in the game too long to be that cringe.
I liked it. Crikey.
Like
Pistols out for Renegades. Kevlar has been invested into by 3 of the 5 players. And they wait. Well, Az is in a very forward position, but he's not going to overextend.
Aza.
That is an off angle in that corner. So it's a nice spot. Dazzle's position may encourage a play towards A. However, EUnited have popped the vent towards B at the same time. And now the frags begin.
Lost
The
all his
bomb
armor.
hasn't committed anywhere just yet. Being collected at the moment. 4 people surrounding the bomb. For EUnited, I don't know if there's a weapon to be collected by from FNS. An exchange. Dazzle now on the AWP, 73 HP. Can't really duel with an AK. And they slowly move towards the A site. Smoke is a clue for Gratisfaction, who may want to get past the forklift position just in time. Has he been spotted? Maybe. That's Liaz. 2 fall down last. Took an arrow to the knee, and it's 5-2.
Very small knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Had to get a Crocodile Dundee in there somewhere at some point.
A lot of these younger kids might not even know what that is.
Yeah.
An 80s movie. A good time to be alive.
He was so cool.
He was.
He was a cool dude.
He was a
baller.
He was
Australian
balling
guy.
out of control.
Was he like the first Australian star, pretty much?
I don't know.
At least in recent times, I can remember. Or back then, not it's Chris Hill.
A sort of national, like international phenomenon. Steve Irwin
There you go.
as well,
Amazing.
but that was, I guess, a bit after Crocodile Dundee. But
He's not a number at that time. 4 on 4. FNS is already out middle, sneaking up. He does spot one of the Renegades in the bomb site. FNS is going to back off just a little bit, create a little more space. Smoke going down in the team middle. Allows his team a little more freedom without worrying about their backs being flanked so quickly.
We'll still put him into a good position to split the A site, but Gratisfaction will make it harder. Did he spot the bomb on the radar? That is another question, if he saw both players. Strong angle now, slightly further away from the corner of the wall, I do believe. Ooh, he sees an arm. That's surely the bomb on the radar now. Molotov to force Relics back. Now, how invested is he into this? He hears the moving forward. And there we go. Finally, Renegades get another round. It's been 5 in a row for EUnited. A slow round. Again. However, just the 1 kill for EUnited. Important for Renegades. Now there's money to be spent for EU. Relic starting with $10,000 or more. 11 rather. It's got a spawn with AWP, but moved sideways to start. Could have gone for the cross. Catch a CT crossing to white box, but no. I'll go for the grenades instead. Gratisfaction, nice shot from him, expecting the flashbangs, avoiding them. Jumping onto spools, some random pot shots. But Dazzle will make his way to white box. But Renegades have left in good time.
yeah, they're doing handling this quite well so far. Gratisfaction and Jacob were the 2 players yesterday that defined Renegades' CT side. I think they both had close to 20 kills. Just really smashing it. And it was Gratisfaction just being dynamic, moving around with the AWP. We see in this round, you know, he takes that first initial frag, falls back. Now it's really up to EUnited to cause a reaction. And already JKS has moved into Sunroom with the AWP. And speaking of Gratisfaction, finds a sneaky angle onto Relix's face. And that leaves now 3 players for EUnited. They're just stuck in the mud at the moment. And Renegades are making all the moves. They took Sunroom, Gratisfaction took another peek. And with that kill, it's still a big problem for EUnited to even get in a bomb site here. Gratisfaction rotates, re-smoke onto CT main. Azza, is he walking? He's actually walking through it. My God, that's the play, isn't it? And surely that's the round. Bomb lost in A main. Renegades took so much more initiative in this round in very intelligent ways. That's very cool to see.
That's been a common theme in their CT sides in the last few days. 8 players surviving the last 2 rounds for Renegades is pretty solid. Seems the recovery is on. That last round was expensive for EUnited, and now their money is starting to dwindle somewhat.
Yeah, Renegades taking advantage of the EUnited slow pace of style by being these aggressive picks. You see JKS taking a dapper. Just it's very hard to slow default against 2 ops. It gives you a chance to just get off.
It's a great flick from JKS. Big flashbang. Is he good for 2? He is. EUnited getting torn to pieces, finding it very hard to respond. Moose and Dazzle remain. Moose has not fired a shot yet, so unless he's opened and closed the door, they may not know where he is, but it's harder to be effective in Squeaky when you've only got 1 other player to play off of.
Yeah. And that play into A main was so strong, and I think it was really unfortunate. Bad timing for EUnited. No one was playing anti-flash. Normally, you always have to have someone playing anti-flash in A main, but it looked like they were about to move in, so that was probably the reason why that was not the case. And by anti-flash, I mean, for those of you uninitiated, just that you have one player always sort of looking away. And commonly you'll actually have someone behind the box that's close to A main, sort of looking towards the wall, because that also allows you to hear sounds really directionally really well, but also avoid the close pop flashes, and then defend your teammates if there is a push with the pop flash.
One kill, a familiar story in the recent rounds. Jacob, he didn't have to take that duel really, although there is potential for a 1v1 on the B bomb site now. I'm saying because of the time, 14 seconds. It was 20 when Dazzle was in the mid position, some pre-fire from him. And he may just get the bomb down now. Surely they're going to hound him. They'll get 3 kills out of it, EUnited. Looks likely that will just be the one. So there was some extra mileage. There are 5 more rounds to play in this half. But again, a monster pop flash. Best flashes are the ones with no warning. Really strong stuff. Broke the round for EUnited. And now they're in force by territory. All those bomb plants seem like a long way away now. Many moons ago, Renegades continue with the opportunist pickup of the second sniper rifle, and there's pop flashes back. Ooh, this will be a big bait. Okay, seems to be 2 different minds as to what they want to do. Fall back and just delay with the flashbang.
It's a really interesting, like, A main is one of those positions where the meta's just shifted so much. And it used to be that you would have to, as a tease, on a fast timing, do a counter pop flash to prevent the CTs pop flashing in, so that if they pop flash in, they get blinded as they come in, because that was so common at one point. So it's been interesting to see how, in those positions, how everything changes over time. You rarely see that fast, the CT pop flash play now, like right at the beginning of the rounds, as you used to. Here's another pop flash though. It is a very effective way to do it. One way to counter that is to have an AWPer playing really far back, because he's going to get flashed and he just murders you.
At this point, EUnited have 1 flashbang. But they've got numbers. They're splitting the B bomb site. There are 2 players on the site itself. Gratisfaction can throw a flash through the top. There is the flash. And Liaz can do the same, although he's watching for a flank now. They need to get that flashbang quickly. There's another flash. The kills are streaming in now for both teams. Maybe there's a chance to plant the bomb. FNS creeping. Moose has got a gun. Some pre-fire through the smoke. Got to plant the bomb. FNS with AWP. Nice shot from him. And all of a sudden, this becomes a winnable situation. There's a gap for Azza to play with. Doesn't quite see the FNS has crossed, but the scope will give the clue away. There's the first one, but Moose will trade. A very unlikely round. I mean, they did start with 3 AKs in fairness, and managed to get the numbers towards that B bomb site. Just about 1 out, and they had to win that round because they would have had no money left.
Is that 2 on 5? What the? All right.
That smoke, when I saw that smoke and I saw a tiny gap, I was thinking to myself, maybe you just gave him the round because he's going to walk through that and kill you. 2 Mac 10s for EUnited. Like it. Like it. See some aggression. Ah, okay. Well, just standing in front of the smoke. Here's JKS.
No fear.
Got a flick kill already in a previous round. Very nice flick kill. Again, for somebody who's not on AWP by default, it's really cool to see a kill like that. Got to be careful with this peek, though. You know, somebody could be up on the sign in T-spawn, but nobody's there. Continues to creep forward. Sideways crab walk, holding an AWP, though not a knife. Made his way into the sunroom. Dapper's looking for something. Starts to move forward. Oh, he's missed!
Ooh.
Could have been so much. What an upgrade for Dapper.
Yeah, that's such an incredible kill to get. If he gets that kill, he sits in the sunroom, and EUnited are not going towards B. And so then the Renegades rotate roll towards mid and A. Easy round for Renegades. Now it's a disadvantageous round for Renegades by quite a way. He's now grouping up towards checkers and B storage, looking to go in, leaving a lurker towards the boost. Horrible spot here for JKem. Oh, the spray's not too clean there. Too much time to get that frag. Doesn't have time to drop the smoke and pull the gun back out. Flicks come in from Grat, but he can't make it work. Azza, quick with a UMP, but he'll be fast shut down. Oh, that's the bomb. And there's no, someone has to go onto the site. That will kill so much time. There's a chance here for Renegades.
There's also 10 seconds only for EUnited. No grenades to stop the plant. It's a default plant, the bad plant, the safe plant. Gratisfaction now charging through. Lovely shot from Dapper. He's up high.
Wow.
And Liaz cannot trade the kill.
Nice.
Great performance from Dapper. Maybe he's a sniper they're looking for.
Maybe it was right on his team. Right under your nose.
The delayed CZ.
I like the quick scope there because it's like, he's already lined it up. He's like, well, I might as well get a quick scope in there. Just a little cheeky scope. I like how also the second shot, he just knew, like he even slightly adjusted. He knew perfectly where that crosshair was. That was really cool. That was really cool.
So it was a good shot to get. It makes you feel good.
Yeah. It's a big momentum turner, that one.
Yeah, that 2-on-5 and then that round as well. EUnited's being clutch, super clutch, and right now the score could have been more of like a 7-6 score in favor of Renegades, but those clutch rounds just put United on top, and you know, the more rounds you want on T side, the better.
Well then, we're into the last 2 rounds of the first half. No snipers for Renegades. Enjoyed the doubles. Won't even be a single for this one. Jacob quickly dispatched off, I think through the smoke as he's trying to cross to the boost position, and that is an example of why you spray in the smoke. CT side trying to get into aggressive positions. Maybe a boost was in order, but it will be denied by the smoke spray from Dazzle. Dapper lurking outside the B bomb site for the time being. Satisfaction seems to have a plan around this smoke. Got to be super careful though. Could be somebody lurking right in front of him. Could be an off angle. Near useless. And there it is from Dapper. A quick crouch from him. And he will get the kill. Now there are huge problems for Renegades, especially with Moose's position. And that's the round over, surely.
Nice run and gun. United with the strong half that they need. And considering Renegades picked up that pistol as well, it's good to see. Bosh. Looking solid for the 10-5. Money not good for Renegades.
Talk about being deflated. Renegades looks deflated now after those rounds.
Yep.
This is a little bit slower, a little bit, I guess, duller. Everything they're doing just one step behind now.
I'm not sure what it is, but it seems like Grat and JChem they just can't really get going in this game, and they both play such important positions. JChem, the sort of the close mid, first contact most of the time, also fast rotating towards to B, and Gratisfaction to like support him with the AWP and to play dynamically with the AWP, moving around a lot. Super important roles, and EUnited have been very good at just shutting it down, dealing with it. Well, this is important. A main control for the CTs. That's something.
I have no idea where he's lining that up with his glove, maybe?
Yeah, that one I think was the nade. I think that one, the common way we do the nade and like some mark on the wall.
I have never learned that one.
Yeah, it's
I
more
need to.
I see it more in America than I do in Europe.
Versus Pro, the old Versus Pro lineup used to throw it. I feel like it was maybe by Ali.
Pasha was using it actually the other day on this map.
I only really see it from VP for the most part from that position, but let's see what if Renegade can hold this A bomb site. Azza with a cheeky position around the forklift, and he's good for the one kill though. Jacob with the scout, JKS with the AK. Now it's just down to Jacob 1 versus 3 in the last round of the first half with a scout and 2 flashbangs. We're asking for a lot from him. He would love to find a grenade for the boost. That will take him out. No shenanigans from Renegades. Just 5 rounds in the first half. Dazzle and Dapper leading the charge for EUnited, who are already on double figures.
Yeah, they played a good half. I think for Renegades, I think the thing that was sad for me to see was it just didn't seem like they were hitting any shots.
Yeah.
It was a huge difference to yesterday, where the level individually was much higher. So I'm not sure what that's about, but there is being inconsistent, and then there's, well, not being present at all.
think Kassad needs to pause it and hand him a pep talk. You know, give him one of those life speeches like, "Why are you here? Why are you here, Renegades?"
The Al Pacino speech for any given Sunday.
Exactly. Give them the fire to light them, to wake them up because they're asleep.
It's a game of inches.
3 players creeping. Jacobs made his way to Fork. Finesse spots. Ooh, he's taken one in the face though. Half his health left. Dapper going beyond the angle. JKS will outposition him there. Where's the bomb? Bomb is on the way. Making a journey through the squeaky door. JKS
Ooh,
slowly making sure there's no flank towards main. Now, FNS has a smoke in the kit. Drop the smoke on the bomb once the CTs are closer, I would imagine. For some bedlam. That smoke actually lets the CTs get closer to the site. Not sure if that's the best idea, but Gratisfaction, what in the blazes is that? Shut it down. Much needed 3K. And he gets a Molotov for his troubles as well.
It's like he just opened the developer console and just like deleted. Delete him, delete him, delete him.
Oh, we had the model already, but
wow.
did he know anything about his other two? Okay, saw the guy jumping and just killed 2 people. I doubt he registered he killed the first person before he fired the second shot. Like, oh, okay, I guess I've won the round.
It's nuts.
Yeah, the smoke for the cross like that after the plant, not a fan of, because I feel like it just lets the CTs close the distance up highway from the car, closer to the site. But the one between the wall and the box, of course, is another story altogether.
Great move. Azza just pushes up with the MAC-10. Get all the information. Oh, there's no one in A, you say? Well, isn't that interesting? See, this is so simple, and a lot of teams don't do this.
What?
Sack a player for info.
Yeah.
Wins you the rounds. Can win you the rounds. That said, these USPs are doing some damage. USPs? What am I saying? P250s? P250.
Now, interesting round by EUnited. Relics going to try to come in here, but the point being is they bought Deagle's no armor, which makes me think they probably, I don't know if they'd be able to afford guns next round because of the Deagles.
Oh yeah, you're right, of course, yeah.
So
With the lead, they may be going for a bigger buy on the 3rd round. I would certainly hope so at this point.
I think they'd probably teeter around, what, 3,700? Probably, like 3,500?
Maybe they force buy around the AK.
3,500.
Maybe this sends their economy spiraling out of control.
They do get an AK, so they'd be able to drop a... I guess they got a little bit. I mean, it's a little low, but
It's quite low for cash.
it's manageable. But I think, oh, they played smart. Or not smart, but safe.
Yeah, it's actually pretty awesome to half buy with that AK, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, and then you get that super strong round next. If you do a lot of damage in this round, then you bring out the big guns to finish it off.
AWPs, literally big guns.
5 of them.
Let me look at Zappa. I want to look at his gloves. Got big gloves. It's like Miami 1984, whatever that. What's that game called? That Miami game?
Grand Theft Auto.
Hotline Miami?
Yep.
Grand Theft. GTA.
No, Hotline Miami.
There was a GTA in Miami. But you're not talking about that, are you?
No. Well then, it's time for Moose to save his weapon.
It's a shame because this round, just getting some damage in there would ultimately be the objective to set themselves up really well for that following round, but they find nothing. So credit to Renegades for finding a really easy finish to the round without too much risk. JKM making the entries for the team. I do wonder to an extent if we'll see something similar, because on the first map we saw a really big struggle when Renegades started on that CT side, and as soon as Renegades switched to the T side, it was just a wipeout. Like I don't think there was a single round that really felt good for United.
Yeah, their T sides have been actually pretty good lately, and I guess that just contributes to just knowing the timings, dry running in servers, and just having maybe a buddy system to where if my partner's peeking, I'm peeking with him, or changing the kill or flash for him, stuff like that. Just more well-oiled on their T side.
Yeah.
Well, now the game begins. Double AWPs on the first buy. I like this. I'm happy to see this. I always had an issue with the second round force buys on cash from a CT side in the old economy. This is starting with the right foot forward. They still have a 2-round lead. So they start with comfort. They've got the slippers on, the smoking jacket. Smoking's bad for health, don't smoke, but the smoking jackets are nice. I have one myself. Never smoked in my life. Smokes towards the A site from Renegades. All 5 players are here. The numbers game is great. Relics is awaiting. Moves with a nice spray. Very nice indeed. Really making this a lot harder to swarm Relics with the AWP. He's got FNS for support as well. This has been a dismantling. They're pulling the toy apart. Gratis faction and JKS. 2 versus 5. Moose with more spray. A 3rd kill for him. Only 1 enemy he actually saw. And Dazzle will finish off the job. That's huge.
Yeah,
big round for United. That spray. It's always so good to start off the round 5-on-3 without any risk really. Just spamming through smoke. Why not?
So the double ops come out for United, and they've got to win this round. They've got to follow up. Renegades will likely realize that this is what they're after. We'll have to see. Because if you are playing against double ops, it definitely changes how you would want to play against 1-op or 5 rifles. So it should impact how they decide to take their decisions in this round. And you can see that Grad is able to prevent any pop flashes plays with that, you know, quick. We talked about it before, just AWPing from that position, you won't get flashed. And the one thing though is that EUnited are not too interested in that. They've got 2 AWPs, they want to play it passively. Really passive so far. So this is going to be about EUnited sort of forcing Renegades to run a set piece somewhere, and the job for EUnited is to figure out where that's going to be and try to catch a kill before that happens. Delayed mid take, and Azza knocks down Finesse. Good trade from Dapper. Oh, he's going to go out for more there, standing in the flames for a moment. Will take some damage with no frag to speak of.
Still not quite giving it up. He may realize the vent is unbroken. Maybe there's a chance to pick a player off, although it does not come without risk. There's that short smoke again, denial of information. Could they be setting up for an A split? That is what you have to wonder when you see that smoke. But it will be a quick split towards B before EUnited can really react too quickly. Relics with a lovely headshot to Gratisfaction, sees another one, but he can't get the flick. Dapper spamming from behind the shutters. And they're out of the site, EUnited. They've got no retake smokes. There is a Molotov, which may be of use. But do they want to really risk losing everything? Well, they are here. Dapper clearing out point by point. There is a Molotov for the left side. Now, Moose taken out. Is that the GG for this round? Dapper 24 HP? Looks like it is.
So one quick point, James mentioned it momentarily there, is if you learn that smoke to the top of highway, because if you're playing the T side and you get a pick in mids, whichever way, and you sort of cut noise, if you think about how it impacts CT rotations, the CTs have to give up mid most of the time, because otherwise the A defense or B defense will be too weak. So by throwing that smoke, it's very high value because the CTs have no way to know what is happening. There is no way to know unless they push something. So you gain a massive advantage. You can, as James said, you can either A split off that or B split off that, and you can do it blind. If you're an up-and-coming team, that's going to be an amazing protocol to just, well, have a huge advantage here.
Good point. You guys make really good points. I like it.
We've been doing this for a while. Watching the Counter-Strikes for a while.
Connoisseur.
Moose just stopping briefly to avoid being sprayed into oblivion. An exchange through a squeaky door. Relics will politely close the door upon his exit. JKS lurking towards B. The usual grenades. Molotov to clear the position below the vent. Some spam towards Squeaky. No, there's 2 players here. Liaz opens the door for the peek towards highway with the AWP. That could be a problem for Dazzle, who is on the highway position, but surely Relics lands a shot eventually if he keeps aiming at the wall. Speaking of landing a shot, it's a tight shot from Dapper. Relics only with 4 bullets in his magazine now, so he has to be careful. Quick reload from him. Looks like Moose could have been in main, but no, he's under the boost position. It seems Renegades will go for a take of mid.
Oh, that's a little awkward.
This is very awkward. That's a lot of awkward.
Barely missing the kill on J-Kim. Lazar's pulling through the fence, but FNS cleaning it up there at that B bomb site. Renegade's forced to take up highway with only 26 seconds. They don't have much time to really hesitate on the decision, so expecting all three of them to come up highway. Relics is in a good spot, though, to really deny anything. Ooh, cheeky. Triple kill. That's nice.
Molotov went the wrong way, unfortunately. In front of the barrels instead of behind. And all they had to do was keep their setup. Easy pickings for EUnited. It has been a trade of rounds back and forth, and it will be to the detriment of the Renegades economy. And eco for the most part in this round. Jacob spending some extra money for the hero AK. And again, situation where Renegades want to keep the numbers alive, so they can try to retrieve more weapons and then swarm a site. That is the ideal scenario. With the Molotov towards main, perhaps this will be a slow round from Renegades, as the United may eventually be forced to give up forward map control.
Just beat it. Some Michael Jackson outside. Just beat it. And right now United's not having any problem beating this push in the middle with these pistols. Just feeding them one by one. Which reminds me of a parody of Beat It, which is just Eat It. There's a parody of that song that
Weird Al.
Just eat it.
Weird Al Yankovic. Always been a fan of the guy.
He's got great dance moves.
Genius. Look at this Renegades looking. I don't know, man. This, ever since that 2-on-5 situation, they look so deflated.
Just they have been beaten, haven't they? Mentally beaten.
Like they're slower.
Massive stick.
They're not hitting their shots anymore. It's just a snowball downhill.
Yeah. I have to say, I never had. One of the things that it's very hard to have insight into is how teams are from a mental perspective. I mean, you might hear it from a third party, but generally speaking, it's very difficult to know, because it can be that you can have some players that are susceptible to becoming quite demotivated during a match, or maybe there's some players that have bad habits which affect the other players on their team, which can then impact performance. But enough about that, because Push will be bursting into the B-bomb site. Here is Dapper. Gets a very nice shot there. Finesse is going to find a sitter. Leah has no idea what was going on there. Running onto the bomb site. Too many places to look. So it's going to be shut down. Or is it? What is going on? 3 kills in fast succession. And JKS is looking to make some noise.
So much time for him. 1 versus 2. Seems to have a read of where these players might be. Now, do they stick together or do they separate? May raise his chances if they separate. When does he start to run? Even at this point, I think Dazzle might hear him. Slowly moving forwards.
Ooh.
Dazzle starts to wonder, but in which direction is he flanking?
Bet Teal.
Very fitting music for this. Got the Jeopardy theme playing on in the background.
Tap, tap. Relics. Oh, doesn't hit the shots when the AWP, and it's going to be Dazzle to follow up. Good timing in from that, and I actually felt like JKS had a really good opportunity. I'm actually surprised he went to run into main. Perhaps he must have felt like he had a lot more time than he did, and that's something that you have to gamble on. You can never really know.
Yeah.
Because the seconds really make a difference. 1 second here or there.
United had a pretty good B defense that round.
Yeah.
The person in the orange spot didn't give away his spot by throwing any one-way smokes or anything. So, good job in United. Just shutting down Renegades. Now we see a little vulnerability from Renegades. What can they do? I mean, I'm surprised I haven't seen timeouts. You have 4. Start using them. Come on.
This is the thing, right? EUnited, the core of EUnited, we're still seeing it with Relics is playing is still their core. Like, they know how to play their CT sides, they're going to be pretty uninterrupted from that perspective. It's the T sides which are going to look really weird for a while. So, and they did really well on their T side, so that looks like it might be a wrap at this point, unless this somehow goes well for Renegades. Maybe this mission is an impossible one. This Dazzle, Moose, they're all lining it up. Smokes are doing a job though, isolating players. Dazzle waits behind the said smoke, gets 2 from it, makes it a 2v2. Still doable here for EUnited.
There's the flash for that. Well, there was. Players carrying the flashes are dead. But they've got the bomb site. EUnited, do they have it in them? Molotov forcing Gratisfaction out, flushing him out. Leaving JKS in a 1 versus 2. Man who's very good at the clutching. Footsteps heard. They're lining up, and there it is.
Yikes.
Oh my days.
Just like that, round number 10 for Renegades. What does this mean for the money of EUnited? Well, they could spread the wealth. Relic 7.5, Dazzle 7k, Moose on 8k. Maybe take a pause and figure out what you want to do. Nope, seems they're good to go.
I was about to point out that EUnited, that Molotov by forklift is such an essential utility on a retake A. A lot of people do like to hide in the forklift. It's such a strong spot, and it's hard to really flush out. So that Molotov really just helped EUnited, well, get the 2-on-1. But JKS had other words, other plans.
He had cruel intentions.
He's getting his Ethan Hunt on.
He
Against
likes
all the
his
odds.
sisters? Is that it?
Is that?
He likes his sisters?
No, Ethan Hunt is the name of the main character from Mission Impossible.
What the hell have you been watching?
No, that movie that you just mentioned, James, Cruel Intentions, about a dude liking his sisters.
I don't even know what that film's about, to be honest.
That's true. James does say a lot of stuff that he doesn't actually know anything about.
It's a weird movie, okay?
Yeah, Eric, what the hell are you talking about?
I
I remember the front of the video.
I've never watched it. I just
like the
know
poster.
about it, okay?
James was walking past Blockbuster one day, saw the poster. You can use this reference. This is a slow one, isn't it? Very delayed mid-take. Normally the delayed mid-take's 1 minute mark. We're seeing it at 40 seconds here, which doesn't give them much time. They set up the B play though. In B storage there are 2. And they are about to toss in their smokes. That goes to CT spawn. Everyone knows this one.
Molly to stop the split. Now, who will these grenades ultimately favour? We've got CTs on the high ground. We've got EUnited players at the back of the sites as well, trying to clear out the headshot position. Moose with the 3k. That is absolutely enormous. 11 seconds remaining. Not sure where the last player is. Azza has to plant the bomb quick, but I don't think he's got time to even jump up. Oh, it's going to be a close one. They're charging him. They know they can win it around if they just chase him. He gets blasted into little itty-bitty pieces. Smaller than Post-it notes. And it's the match point for EUnited.
That's a hard reset. And interesting, the Renegades took over middle and they didn't see anyone middle, pretty much. EUnited gave it up that round, and so, you know, it's one of those risky plays where they hope they don't stack B when they take it. But EUnited did have 3 people there. It's a good gamble stack in EUnited.
I just had a genius idea for our finals.
Ooh.
But I don't know if I can... This is the round to talk about it.
Great.
We'll get into it in a moment. See if they can make it happen. Renegades keep themselves alive in this game of Cache. Relics will miss the shot. Gratisfaction. They want to take down Moose. This is getting a bit hairy now, isn't it, for EUnited? But where's the wax?
Hot wax.
Standing in a smoke. Dazzle by the barrels. Spotted a player. Scary to engage Tech 9 from this distance.
Okay.
Nice burst from him. But there is a player in main.
Dazzle's been playing amazing today, actually.
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent lately for EUnited. I've seen him previous times I've watched these guys. Dazzle's always been able to kill us. K-killers on the team.
2 Deagles remaining. 1 Deagle remaining. Ooh, JKS. 1 versus 2. None versus 2 for EUnited. Or 2 versus none, rather. 16-10 over Renegades. It was a back and forth match, but EUnited strung a good number of rounds together towards the end to take themselves over the line.
Yeah, definitely. You know, they had a really good T side, and the T side is something that I'm generally going to be worried about. For EUnited, they've got a lot to prove there, I think. Finesse has a lot of work to do. We'll have to see how his style actually will play out as time goes on. But on the CT side, we can still see that EUnited very strong. You know, they still have that routine on that CT side. Not much has really changed there. So that's really good to see, and it's a confident result. I think, for me, some of the highlights have been the individual performances and players that EUnited have leaned on, such as Dazzle, such as Dapper. We've seen a lot of clutch from them. So good result, but Renegades, they'll be disappointed. It feels like they disappeared here. Compared to the individual level we saw yesterday, this was a shadow of that team.
Yeah, and again, it started all of that 2-on-5 situation where Renegades lost in the speed bomb site. I mean, as a coach, you know, if I was a coach of the team, even if it's like 5-4, if my team loses like a 2-on-5, timeout immediately, settle them down, don't let it carry on.
These are the scores on the doors. 27 kills for Dazzle, putting in some good work on Cash, and that's good enough for a W for EUnited, and a much needed one for them again. Just gets them a little bit more comfortable away from the very bottom of the league table. Our next matchup's going to be Space Station versus Renegades, another team with lots of changes. It's going to be Cash again, and then Dust 2 after that. We will see you at top of the hour in about 8 minutes for the last 2 matches of the day. See you back here soon.